A defeat, Steve. What did you make of it?
I made of it if we'd have done what we'd done through the week in training, we get that second phase ball away out of our box, and it ends up being a draw today. And we'd have gone away thinking, well, okay, those defeats we've turned into draws, and then you turn your draw then into your wins, and that gives you obviously your more points on the board. We're disappointed today with in the first half we weren't as good as we have been. I thought it was I didn't think it was a very good game in the first half. I didn't think both sides really created too much. Their long throw is obviously a problem. It comes in your box. They put the two big centre halves up. You know, you've got to deal with that. If you don't deal with that, you'll be in trouble. We felt as though we dealt with that today, and those things in the past have been a bit of an Achilles heel. You know, a long throw or a corner or something like that. And I felt we dealt with that really well today. The game wasn't the football game we would have liked it to have been, but then, you know, we'll play different teams in this league, and some of the games that we've had against some teams will not be the football spectacles that we want them to be. But we need to make sure that we are tougher when we have to play against those teams. All in all, we're disappointed. We didn't think we got a rub of the green today with the referee. We felt there was a few. We could have had a penalty at the end. We feel with Wes Morgan. Wes Morgan was definitely held in the box. One of the other guys in there just asked me about whether I thought Paul Anderson, there was a penalty on Paul Anderson. I don't think that one. I don't think that. I thought there was definitely, you know, anything else with a free, if that guy grabs hold of Wes anywhere else on the pitch, he'd give a free kick for it. You know, Guy Moussi gets booked, you know, early on in the first half for sort of taking a ball away, and the ball didn't even roll a full circumference, and he's booked him. And yet their lads have picked the ball up 3 or 4 times in the second half and ran away with it, and he hasn't booked them. And I actually think that summed up today the referee's performance. And I think what that does is that infuriates our players, because we're never getting what we think is a fair decision. You know, and I think a couple of their lads could have been booked today, and you know, he's ended up booking Guy, and Guy's on a tightrope then for the next 70 minutes. And those sort of things can infuriate you and frustrate you, and you know, we were sort of a bit disappointed with that today, because it doesn't allow us to get any flow going in the game then, and there's not a lot we can do about it now. We can't cry over spilt milk, but we're disappointed, because we think today, even at the end there, we created a couple of chances there. We could take them and be going back on with a point, and it would be a hard-earned point. So that's a bit disappointing, really. Did you have
much complaint about the free kick as well in the build-up to the goal?
I think he's been a bit pernickety all day. You know, I'd need to look at that one. It's right over the other side of the pitch from the dugout. I'd need to look at that one again, closer up. But for you to ask me that question, maybe there is some doubt in your head about it. I don't know that. I can't answer that question honestly, really.
There wasn't a lot in the game, was there? If you look at both goalkeepers, neither have had great saves to make.
No. Very disappointed I am for Lee Camp. You know, he's had one free header at him from 6 yards out. You know, there's not a lot he can do with that. What we can do is we can stop the cross. We can stop the cross better getting into our box. We can definitely get there and do that quicker.
Do you need to be a bit more ruthless perhaps in both boxes? Because you got into positions today to kind of almost to create chances, but didn't quite get the final ball right.
I mean, you know, if you have a look at our goal difference, that nearly always tells you a tale about where we are. We have conceded too many goals this season, and we haven't scored too many. So that it's not the case of being ruthless with it. It might be the case of addressing it, but you know, it's pretty difficult to do that when you have the squad you have. We're up to our budget. There isn't any funds, so we just have to carry on working and with what we got, and we just got to make sure we can try and cut out those silly little errors that are costing us goals. So that's where we are with it, really. You know, I'm a bit disappointed today, but you know, we've got to make sure we look ahead. There's a bigger picture here, and we've got to make sure that we get enough points on the board this season, and then try and look forward to everything in the summer. It's always very difficult, I think, when you come into a job at whatever stage of the season. You know, if you get the start and you can get everything around that you want sorted, you know, we're still trying to sort out things that you would be wanting to sort out in pre-season and iron out as we go along, really, which which is what we'll do, and that's what we'll continue to do, really.
Is it kind of a bit of a firefight just to keep Forest up this season to a certain extent?
I don't know the answer to that. I mean, if you looked at a few of our games, you know, we've been very, very good. Very good. And today, you come down to Cardiff, this is a tough game. You don't get anything. There's a lot of big balls coming in your box, long throws, second ball. You know, that won't be the first time that, you know, Cardiff could end up beating teams here 3s and 4s. You know, we didn't buckle, we went to sleep on one moment today, and it's ended up costing us. And we've still created enough chances at the end. I mean, they never created a chance today from 2 yards out. We did. So we just got to make sure we carry on, keep the spirit good, and just stay focused on what we're trying to achieve.
And your substitutions at the end as well seem to make a difference again, get you kind of pepped up again.
Sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. They worked last week, didn't they? And they didn't quite work today. But
nearly, yeah.
Yeah, nearly, but not quite. I mean, you know, the worst thing about it is you've got to leave players out in this game. That's the tough part about it, and you've got to leave players back at home. But listen, at the end of the day, as I said before, everybody will be getting used. We have a squad where everybody's going to be used. We've just got to make sure we get those that are not been involved yet just up to speed as quick as we can, really.